Plus, I'm a baby and it hurts in certain areas where your skin is more sensitive. There's a gnat. Of course there's a gnat, because this is film number 3 today. Why wouldn't there be a gnat? Hey everyone, I'm Jodi and welcome to my channel. I'm always so grateful when you stop by. I know your time is very valuable. So today is an anti-aging step that is in my holy grail anti-aging routine that I wanted to share with you. And many of you may have heard of microneedling. Many of you may have already had it done at a med spa or a dermatology office. And I think that there's absolutely a time and a place to go have a professional do microneedling. That being said, I also think that there are some devices that are safe to use at home that I wanted to do it myself just to maintain the results, and if I could strengthen them, so be it. So microneedling is really all about just poking superficial wounds in the top layer of your skin and then allowing the collagen to rebuild itself. Collagen is one of those things underneath our skin that helps give that plump look that we had when we were younger that we lose, it seems like at a more rapid pace as we get older. So it really helps with fine lines and wrinkles. It helps with things like scarring and sun damage. It can help with rosacea. It can help with stretch marks if you have them. So there's a variety of things that microneedling can help. Now, again, it's just poking superficial holes into your skin, and how you do it and where you get it done is all a critical part of it. I have had it done professionally, as I've said, and I wanted to start to learn how to do it myself at home. So today I'm gonna walk you through, how I microneedle myself. And as a disclaimer, I am not a trained dermatologist or an esthetician, so I'm not encouraging you to do this yourself. However, if it is something that you wanna do, just educate yourself on it and sanitize anything that you're gonna do, meaning your face and your devices. That would be my most important thing. And also you just don't wanna, if you're doing it yourself, you don't wanna go too deep, and you don't need to go deep with the puncture wounds to get the results that you're looking for. So I'm gonna walk you through start to finish how I do my own microneedling at home, what products I use, and how often I do it. Now, just to tell you, I do it every probably 3 weeks, and after the first 2.5 months, I remember washing my face and kind of stepping back in the mirror and going, wow, something is really making my skin look tighter and more, the texture is almost going back to how it used to be before I started getting older, which I always was critical, important was my skin texture. I really wanted smooth texture. So that started happening. And then I started to isolate what was it in my routine that was causing that. And I have to say, which one of the reasons that really inspired me to do this video is because I think it's the microneedling. I'm pretty certain of it, because I've isolated different times in my routine and taken things out to see what it was. And it's this microneedling. So much so that I've started microneedling in other parts of my body that I'll tell you about, like just above my knees. As we get older, those little lines above your knees, those are starting to bother me. So I'm gonna start microneedling that area and see if it has an impact as well. So stay tuned. We're about to go behind the scenes. I'm gonna pull out all the devices that I have tried, and I'm gonna walk you through how I do it, and we'll see if it's, we'll see what you guys think of it. I love the microneedling process, and it's pretty simple to do. So without further ado, we will take all this makeup off and we will start the process. So I have a little different setup today just because I wanted to be able to show you really how I do this, and filming in the bathroom was just not the best option because I couldn't get it quite light enough to really show you what I was doing. So a couple things to note is that I really got into this process because I wanted to learn how to do it more frequently at home and get the results that I saw from the med spa. So I got heavily invested. I bought a very expensive pen, and I only point out that it's expensive to say that yes, these work and they're nice and they're comfortable and they're easy to maneuver, but I think they are best in the hands of a trained professional, in my opinion. I think they work so good that you would want a numbing cream, and I just didn't want to keep having to order numbing cream, and I just felt like too much could go wrong in my untrained hands. So, and these are great. They come in, I won't name this brand. It's a fine brand. It worked just fine. It did exactly what it said it was going to do. I just felt like this was a step above what I wanted to do as a DIY person, because the results that I got from the other device that I'm going to show you that I do use very often, I thought were about the same. So I didn't feel like I wanted to highlight to invest in this really expensive, it was like almost $900. So that's a couple good trips to the med spa. But I think what I've found is a much more cost-effective and, quite frankly, equal if not better results. But the way those work, these types of pens, is that they'll just put a cartridge in it. And if you've done this at the med spa, you might have had this experience. Well, they'll put in cartridges, and it just depends on the depth that you want the needles to go. And some of them, these are 2.5 millimeters, and you can see just how deep that would go into your skin. And one is 35, I think, or 36 actual needles, and one is 12. And that just determines how many puncture holes it makes. Now, you can set the depth of how deep you want this to go into your skin. And if you didn't go as deep, you wouldn't need numbing cream. Or if you weren't as big of a baby as I am, you probably wouldn't need numbing cream. I needed numbing cream. So it just became too much of a thing that I just want a quick something Sunday evenings with my normal beauty routine, you know, coconut oil in my hair, or deep conditioner, whatever you use, sticking in a bun, your face masks and all that. And I wanted something that could go in that process. And this just felt like a much bigger thing. And again, the results were, in my opinion, just as well, if not better. So what I do is the nights that I'm going to microneedle, I'll just use a normal face cleanser instead of my coconut oil, because I don't want to leave any cleanser on my skin, any coconut oil residue. I use the alcohol swabs as minimal as possible, but I do want to make sure that my face is clean of any bacteria. And then what I will do, and I just did this off camera because this is the third time I'm filming this because I just keep messing things up. So I'm not going to add alcohol a third time to my face in the last 20 minutes. Then what I do is I will use my Derma Roller. I order these off Amazon. This is from Koi Beauty, and they're $17 compared to $700. And the reason I love these is because they're titanium. So the needles, or the cones, if you will, that are on here won't rust. And I didn't realize that was a thing until I was speaking to a dermatologist that said, just, you know, be careful of ones that could potentially rust. And this titanium doesn't. There's 192 needles on here. And again, I use the 2.5, or excuse me, this is a 2 millimeters. So you can see how deep that goes. And these start at 0.5 and then go to 1, 1.5, 2, and I think you can get 2.5, I'm not sure. Actually, I think they start at 0.25 and then 0.5. And I started at a 0.50 and now I'm at a 2. And then I will take a new alcohol swab, which I order those on Amazon also. And I will just make sure that that is really clean all the way around. And I clean this when I'm done with it and store it clean, and then I also just clean it again before I get started, just to be sure. And then what I do is I just go in a pattern up and down the whole section, and I can hear this sort of going in my skin. Now the key is to not go fast. Some people don't like the rollers because they think that it has the potential to tear your skin as you're rolling it. I don't go fast enough, I think, to tear my skin, which is why I like to go nice and slow. Plus, I'm a baby and it hurts in certain areas where your skin is more sensitive, like above my lip. So painful. But there's a gnat. Of course there's a gnat, because this is film number 3 today. Why wouldn't there be a gnat? Anyway, and we're talking about making sure things are very sanitary. So then I just go this way with it to ensure that I am covering everything. And once I go horizontal and vertical, then I will go diagonal. Try not to go too fast, just so that you're not tearing your skin. And again, because I've done this for a while, it doesn't hurt until I go to my lip. And that hurts a little. I'll just pull my skin kind of tight, and I won't roll where I just put my finger, because you just want to make sure you don't have any bacteria. Clean everything off. And I really see some very good results from this. Now, again, this is the third time I'm filming it today, so I'm not gonna go over my entire face or I will probably need a couple days of recovery. My face will be super red in the next day or two. In fact, you can probably see it turning red now, which is fine. It just means that I am penetrating the skin and I am getting the puncture wounds that I am looking for so that that collagen can really start to stimulate my regrowth of the collagen. And I'll always go on my jawline because that seems to be where I am starting to get the most sagging, is those jowls. Those are just the worst things ever. And then I'll just clean this again before I put it away, just to make sure that it is really clean, stored clean. I'll clean inside the holder that comes with it. And this has 192 little holes in it. And then I'll just put it back in this little storing pack and it's all done. Now that I have all these little tiny holes in my face, I'll take whatever serum I'm using. This is the Timeless Hyaluronic Acid Serum. If you've got the Ordinary, this is a good time to use that. Any of the serums that you prefer to use, then I just press that into my skin. And studies have found that once you've microneedled and you put a serum on, that serum or product that you apply after microneedling is absorbed 95% better than prior to microneedling, because you've just opened up all those holes to allow that product to penetrate, which makes complete sense to me. So, and then I won't put on anything else for the night and I'll just let it, you know, sort of go through its process. And then in the morning, I'll just get up and start my routine as I normally do. So this whole thing takes about, you know, less than 10-15 minutes. Now I do have one that I've just started on my head because there's been some studies to find that microneedling can help stimulate some hair growth. And I just want to make sure I don't lose any hair on the top of my head, which tends to come with age. So I've been microneedling as I'm doing this process on my face. I have one that I've just marked hair, and I'll just go over my head in a couple areas. That's a little painful. This is not a 2, this is a 1. And then I also have a 2 that also looks just like this, only across it says legs, because I've been doing it above my knees just to see if that will tighten up some of that skin that starts to get a little saggy above your knees. And that's super easy to do while you're watching your favorite show or your favorite YouTube video. So it's super easy to do. Just incorporate that into the overall routine. So you can see my face is probably a little bit red. It doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't sting or anything like that. And again, honestly, this is the 3rd time I've filmed this today because of technical difficulties. So it's definitely more red than it would normally be. You could do this the day before you needed to go out this evening or something, depending on how sensitive your skin is. But that is my routine. And again, not an esthetician. I'm not a licensed dermatologist, so I am not recommending or encouraging or discouraging you from doing this. I just wanted to be truly transparent so that as you guys are part of my beauty routine and beauty journey, I'm telling you truthfully all that I'm using so that it doesn't appear that some products are working by themselves. There's other things that are happening. So hope that's helpful to you. If you decide to try it, I think you will really enjoy the results. I think you'll just catch yourself looking in the mirror one day and going, wow, my skin looks good. Why my skin looks tighter. What is that from? That was really the impact that this had for me and my skin journey. So hopefully that helps you in your anti-aging journey as well. Have a good rest of your day and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.